Advice, Alberto.
I have a lot of advice for you. You had to buy tomatoes, onions, meat, and peppers. You had to buy lasagna noodles too.
Thank you very much, Alberto. What do you think, Anna?
I don't know how to make Italian food. Maybe you have to buy an Italian cookbook. Lasagna is difficult to make.
Okay, I have a good Italian cookbook. I know how to make it now. Any more ideas, Sylvia?
You should invite me. I have to study later. If I come to your house, I don't have to cook. I will have more time to study.
That is a very good idea, Sylvia. You can come. Anna and Alberto, do you want to come?
No, thanks. We are having omelets at home.
Maybe I can come, but I had to leave early. I had to go back before 10.
Great. I will see you tonight. Thank you. So now we can see that must and have to have the same meaning. Take a look at these examples. I must eat soon has the same meaning as I have to eat soon. Next example, Abigail must leave at noon. That means the same thing as Abigail has to leave at noon. Now we have to look and listen.
Look and listen.
Fred has to drive to the party. Mary has to buy some vegetables. I have to leave on Friday. We have to make soup soon. The children have to come downstairs for lunch.
Read and repeat.
Now we need to look at the negative forms of have to or has to. Take a look at the computer and follow along for these explanations. Must not and do not have to are different. Must not means something is forbidden. Do not do it. Do not have to means something is not necessary to do. It is not important. For the first and second person singular and for plural subjects, we use don't. Look at these examples. I don't have to eat now. Next example, the boys don't have to clean the kitchen. Next example, I can hear you. You don't have to shout. But for the third person singular, we use doesn't. Look at these examples. Mother is making spaghetti and doesn't have to help. It isn't necessary. Wallace doesn't have to wear a tie at the restaurant. He is only 5. Now let's try to use not have to. We'll practice. How are you, Sylvia?
I'm great. We are eating at a restaurant tonight. Our electricity is being repaired. We don't have to eat at home.
Great. Alberto, what are you going to do Saturday night?
Saturday night is my mother's night off. She doesn't have to cook. So we will go to a cafe for dinner.
Oh, that sounds great. I like cafes very much. I'm sure you will have a good time. Anna, what are you having for dinner tonight?
My older sister is happy. She doesn't have to cook tonight. Mother is making Spanish omelets. Our family likes them very much.
I have never tried one. Maybe you can bring one to school one day.
That's a good idea. I will bring you one for lunch tomorrow.
Thank you, Anna. Now I don't have to make a lunch for tomorrow. And thank you, everyone. We learned that must and have to mean it is very important to do something. It is necessary. Must or mustn't mean it is forbidden to do something. Don't or doesn't have to means it is not necessary to do something. Take a look at some more examples. Al must go to the store. He has no eggs. Now this means the same as Al has to go to the store. He has no eggs. So we can see that it is very important for Al to go to the store. Maybe he is making a cake, but he needs eggs. Okay, next example. Peter mustn't look in the closet. His present is there. It is forbidden for Peter to look in the closet. Next example. We don't have to buy fruit. There is fruit in the refrigerator. So we can see that it is not necessary to buy fruit. Here is a chart to help you. First, let's look at must. In the positive form of must, we can say, you must eat your dinner now. So you can see in the positive, we start with the subject, then add must, then your verb, and then your object or complement. For the negative form, we can say, you mustn't eat your dinner now. So we start with the subject, then add must not or mustn't, then the verb, and then the object or complement. The question form is, must you eat your dinner now? So you begin with must, plus your subject, then the verb, and then the object or complement. And we also have a negative question form. Mustn't you eat your dinner now? Start with mustn't, plus subject, plus verb, and then your object or complement. Now look at the chart for have to. We could start with the positive form. Gary has to eat his breakfast. First the subject, then has or have to, and then the verb, and the object or complement. In the negative form, we can say, Gary doesn't have to eat his breakfast. Subject, and then don't have to or doesn't have to, and then your verb, and then your object or complement. In the question form, we can ask, does Gary have to eat his breakfast? So we start with does or do, plus your subject, plus have to, plus your verb, plus your object or complement. And we can use a negative question form. Doesn't Gary have to eat his breakfast? So the form is doesn't or don't, plus your subject, plus have to, plus verb, plus your object or complement. Okay, I hope you could understand the charts for must and have to. Now we must and we have to look and listen.
Look and listen.